TV Pimp, Houston Video Fawr, Gyda'r Alarm. That is Welsh for you're watching TV5, Houston Hit Video. I'm from The Alarm. My name's Mike Peters. Stay tuned.
It's my very special guest, Mr. Mike Peters from The Alarm. Mike, thanks for coming out here today.
It's me.
Good to see you. You're looking good today.
Not bad, yeah.
You're looking real good. This has been, where have you been coming from to get to here?
Oh, we drove down from St. Louis.
From St. Louis.
So we had a kind of mighty drive to get down here.
Yeah, that's not such a bad drive. You guys have been on tour for a while, though, haven't
That's
you?
right. We've been on tour for about 3 weeks. We started up in New York State, and we played in Boston.
You're ending at the Palladium, though, aren't you? You're going back to New York, kind of like a loop?
No, we're actually going to finish in San Francisco.
Oh, San Francisco. So you're going across the country, on the road.
But it doesn't really finish there, because we're going to come back again in February, March, and April, and you know.
It's a lot different from last year about this time, weren't you, in the Far East touring?
Well, yeah, last Christmas we played in Japan.
How was that?
That was excellent. It was an amazing experience, because the audience there are really different from anywhere else. They're very quiet. They listen to everything that's going on in the concert. You can almost hear a pin drop in there.
Yeah.
You know, they applaud, and then it's like, oh.
I'm really thrilled to have Mike here. We were talking before we went on the air, and I had the pleasure of seeing this fine band with you two. It was, what, about 2.5 years ago?
Yeah, it was about May of 1983.
And that was your first concert here in Houston.
That's right, yeah.
Do you remember it at all? Because I remember it. I
do.
know you have lots of concerts. I remember it as a very, very special concert. There was an electricity in the air that night that you don't see. I mean, the blend of the two bands and all. For an opening act, you had everybody on their feet, and you had a wonderful encore. I remember you all came out there with the acoustic guitars, and it was just like hair was just standing up. It was really special.
I remember coming here and playing, because when we do play with you two, there is a bond there. We do know the band personally very well, and there is a shared affinity between the audiences themselves as well. And it is an amazing concert, The Alarm and you two.
That really was very special. Now, some people are comparing y'all to you two. They're like saying The Alarm is the next you two. How do you feel about that kind of comparison?
Well, if you're going to get compared,
to the best, right?
But we are The Alarm. We're doing our own thing
out there,
you know, and you know, we will rise above any comparison, and people will begin to see The Alarm as a group doing things. And
that is happening. That definitely is happening.
So. We've got a great following here in Houston.
You really do.
This isn't the first time we've been here.
This will be the fifth.
Fourth
this will be the fourth time?
We've played here with you two, and we played a club called Numbers, and then we played with the Pretenders. We played a big show with the Pretenders, which was really excellent.
Yeah.
We went down very well there. And then
tonight you're headlining again out of Fool's Gold.
That's right.
That's going to be a very special show. Well, Mike will be with me throughout the hour. Be sure to stay tuned, and we'll be showing The Alarm's new video, Strength, so be watching for that. Right now I've got Dream Academy, Life in a Northern Town, here on TV5. Chris Kinkade here with my guest from The Alarm, Mr. Mike Peters, and we're just talking about how well the new album has been received. I mean, you guys are doing really well with this one.
Yeah, it's been tremendously received by our audience, as well as like the critics and people who didn't really know that much about The Alarm. It's really sort of breaking through.
What do you think is different about this album as opposed to some of the others? Now, I noticed that in some of the other albums, this is a band definitely with a philosophy. I mean, there are a lot of bands out there just trying to sell albums. Now, this is a band with a philosophy, and I think that comes across very well. What is different about the Strength LP as opposed to some of the others?
With this one, it's just a lot more personal. The songs are all written from very personal experience.
They're very powerful songs.
And we're very proud of this album. You know, we're very pleased with the production of the album. We have gone for a very live sound on the album. We used our live sound engineer.
Did you have a different producer for this album as well?
Yeah, we used Mike Howlett, but the good thing with Mike Howlett was he let us use our live sound engineer. Like when people come and see us live tonight, or any other show they come to see, the actual guy who engineered the album, got the sound for the album, is doing the sound in the
that's real important, because he's an integral part of the band then, too,
right,
so it's real important. You don't usually have that happen. You usually have a separate recording engineer.
That's right.
Involved.
You know, and those people are sometimes not very sympathetic to the band, but we've actually really gone for a live sound, and the music and the lyrics of the band are from total experience. So
where do you do your best writing?
At home, really.
At home? Because I know that you're a band that's known for going on tour and then taking long periods of time off to reflect and write and really have things come out. It's obvious that it comes from a deep well of personal experience or whatever.
That's right. I mean, I decided to go home to North Wales and write about things that I really did know 100%, about how I'd grown up and all the big things that affect the world. At the end of the day, they affect each and individual person emotionally. And I wanted to capture that emotion within the songwriting of the
Do you find your perspective of changing? The band's been together now for what, officially, for the first album came out 4 years ago?
That's right, yeah.
And do you find your perspective changing with the time or whatever? Being on the road so much and seeing the world and the changes society's going through?
I think as you grow up, the people that are around you, the very close people, you become much more aware of them and how important they are to me. Like, the group would never have succeeded if we hadn't grown up together since Eddie McDonald and myself were 4 years old. And that friendship has taken us through life.
It's a real history.
You know, it's friendship that's what we try to write about The Alarm, because that's the most important thing we have. Our friendship, that we've grown up together through thick and thin, and we've stuck with each other.
People can make the mistake of taking that for granted.
Well, very easily, that's right. And you can take a lot of things.
I have to believe, now talking to you, I can really see where a lot of the passion in your music comes from, and there really is a deep well of that kind of feeling. That's really important. I think it comes across. I know I speak from experience. When I saw these guys play, my hair was standing up, and I was feeling very positive. I left that show feeling very positive about myself and about life. I felt real good, well of self-respect.
We're just trying to, with our music, uplift people. And
it really does.
A bit of goodwill in the world, because you know, the people who are good people in this world, that get up every day and go to work, and they don't get a lot of recognition, I don't think, you know. And we're trying to express their feelings and their emotions with our music.
Well, good. Well, I know it's going to work. And Mike will be back here with me in a couple more breaks. I've got Kinkade coming up after a few of these songs, so I want you all to be sure to stay tuned.
I've heard about her, Kinkade. I've been down to meet her. Is she coming up next?
I think I can arrange it, Mike. Stick around.
I look forward to this.
Okay, great. The camera's on while we're talking.
That's right.
Because we're covering some good stuff. We have a lot of common themes. This man is quite an athlete. He finished the New York City Marathon last month, didn't you?
That's right, yeah.
That must be a feeling of just exuberance.
Well, it was
like Rocky music playing through your head, you know, as you're finishing up.
Well, it was incredible, because you could hear music everywhere you ran. People were playing music. And, you know, some of it was like, after about 20 miles, I'd just come through the real hard part, you know, the wall and that.
Don't you reach a certain point when you're running, though, where you could just probably never stop? You just reach that runner's high, whenever you just go. You've been preparing for that, obviously. This is going around 26 miles.
So, like, I come through this, like, you get about 50 miles, you just run up against a brick wall, and you feel like you can't go on anymore. And it seems to be taking hours. And then after you come through a couple of miles, I came through that, and then I started feeling good again. And went through the black part of New York, like the Bronx, and all the people were swaying, holding their arms up, singing "We Are the World." And that was, I couldn't believe it, because it was really emotional.
Yeah.
And I thought, hang on, there's a tear coming down my eye.
You could do anything.
Incredible. And then crossed the finishing line. There was a lot of Alarm fans.
That's great, because they knew you were going to be there.
That's right.
That must be an incredible asset, because I know you guys have this incredible energy, this incredible strength, if you will, on stage. I mean, you guys come out and you guys are playing, and I mean, the videos I've seen you guys live, I mean, it's like you just are really driven.
We try and stay fit, you know. We don't really sort of drink and all that before we go on stage. We like, so what is happening on the stage is natural emotion coming from us.
I think that is so important. That's so vital, especially to our times where we're becoming more aware of what we're doing to ourselves and what we're doing as part of the world. And I think that's really important. I really appreciate bands that can do that. You know, the bands that still the legacy of the debauchery and all. I mean, I think we've outgrown that.
I think so.
I think it's pretty safe to say. The new album is called The Strength, and of course you can go out and get it, and it's rising up there in the charts. And we're going to take a look at the Strength video right now here on TV5. Now, you shot this with a very interesting perspective. You're very influenced by a certain movie. Why don't you tell us about it?
Well, we're all big fans of Robert De Niro.
Same here.
And we have a lot of input from the people around the band. And one of our roadies had seen Raging Bull and said, "You've got to see it, lads." So we put it on, and I was really impressed with the opening sequence in the boxing ring, and you're just dancing around, and there's this kind of like smoky atmosphere and lights. And I thought, that is gotta be the way we've got to shoot this video.
Well, it has kind of a direct the feeling, the song,
you know? We wanted to kind of get that starkness, that being alone in a room in black and white, and there's just nothing, no colour. It's just intense, really intense.
It comes across really well.
We tried to film it really close up, and that's why there's a lot of cuts in it, because we want to have that action, you know, and really get the performance of the band, the speed of the group playing as well through the song.
That's great. It comes across. Let's take a look at it right now. Here, The Strength by The Alarm on TV5.
Give me love. 'Cause
Strength, really good one. I've always been a fan of your videos, so like, was it 68 Guns where you had like the words written?
No, the stand.
The stand, you had all the words written in the back there, and I was like trying to read the words and sing along with you like that. Really good. That was a great, great clip. And you can see this band tonight at
Fool's Gold.
At Fool's Gold. Now, this has become a really good rock venue here in town, and of course bringing really important touring acts like the Alarm here tonight. It's going to be very, very important to check them out. I know I'm going to be out there. I just got invited, so I'm going to go check it out. And the Beat Rodeo is opening up for you.
That's right.
Have they been on tour with you?
Yeah, they've been playing quite a few shows with us, and their IRS group as well. But they're a very good band. They write some really good songs, and they're really nice people in the group. You know.
Will you be home for the holidays?
Definitely.
Take some time off and reflect on this last tour. And
well, we finish with a British tour in December. We finish up in Glasgow on the night before Christmas Eve.
Oh, that's great.
So, and then back to Wales.
It'll be hard for you to take too much time off, though, because the momentum is really building up for you guys. I mean, it's really reaching a fever pitch, and this is, of course, where you want to be to really get your songs across and get a broad audience
looking forward to a lot of touring next year. I mean, we really do want to go, and we're very proud of this album. We want to come and play it to everybody, everywhere, and we'll be coming back to every city we've been to on this tour, and we'll be here again in the new year.
Then we can see you again?
Definitely.
Will you come up and see us?
Definitely.
All right, that's a promise from Mike Peters. I'm excited. It's going to be a big night tonight. You all show up at Fool's Gold, check out The Alarm, and you'll have a great night, I guarantee you. Mike, thanks for coming up here.
Thank you.
You've been a great guest.
Pleasure.
Appreciate
Thank
it. Y'all stay tuned to TV5. We'll be rocking and rolling you 24 hours a day and in stereo.